Alright, what's up guys? This video is gonna stir up some old Cartoon Network debates. We're breaking down the 5 Ben 10 characters that still have fan split right down the middle. Love them, hate them, you've definitely got an opinion. I see you out there, the one still getting lost rewatching Omniverse clips at 3 AM. So before you do that again, watch this. I'm gonna lay out who made the cut, why they're so talked about, and whether the hate or the hype was ever really fair. Each character is going to get about 2 minutes of honest talk. What worked, what flopped, and what I'd change if they ever brought him back. I'm not sugarcoating it, but I'm not here just to hate either. If you grew up with Ben and still geek out when someone mentions Alien X, yeah, this is for you. We're going to try and settle these debates once and for all, so you can decide if these characters deserved the drama or just got done dirty. Alright, grab a snack, hit play, and let's get into the 5 most controversial Ben 10 characters of all time. This might get spicy. Okay, kicking things off with the angsty bad boy we all know, and, well, it's complicated. Kevin Levin. The man, the myth, the walking, talking retcon. Let's be real, his redemption arc in Alien Force was top tier. Going from a sociopathic kid in the OG series to Ben's sarcastic, car-loving best friend and Gwen's boyfriend, that's a glow-up. The banter between him and Ben was legendary, and he brought a grounded, street-smart edge to the team that it desperately needed. For a while, he was one of the best developed characters in the whole franchise. We were all rooting for him. And then the writers decided to play pin the tail on the backstory. First, he's a mutant. Cool, simple. Then he's an Osmosian, a human-alien hybrid with a plumber dad. A little more complex, but it explained his powers better, so we rolled with it. But then Omniverse and the Rooters arc happened. Suddenly, none of that was real. His memories, his dad, all fake, implanted by a secret conspiracy. It was narrative whiplash. They basically gaslit their own character, and it created so many plot holes it made the fandom's heads spin. Honestly, I'd scrap the Rooters retcon completely. Keep the Osmosian origin, it was the perfect middle ground that gave him a legacy. If you have to do the Rooter story, make it about Cervantes trying to manipulate Kevin with lies about his past, not rewriting it entirely. Let the character development we spent years investing in actually matter. So, we've gone from a character who was a victim of narrative assassination to one that was controversial from the moment he appeared on screen. From messy writing to messy design, let's talk about Bloxx. Okay, I'm gonna be fair here. On paper, his powers are actually pretty creative. A shape-shifting alien who can build literally anything out of his own body, walls, catapults, a decoy, is incredibly versatile. In a fight, he's a one-man construction crew and a wrecking ball. I'll give the creative team props for swinging for the fences and trying a power set we hadn't seen before. It was a choice. You already know, he looks like a walking, talking Lego gorilla. In a universe with aliens that felt like genuine sci-fi creatures, heat blast, rip jaws, big chill, Bloxx feels like he walked off the set of a different, much sillier show. It broke the aesthetic of the universe for a lot of fans and felt like a blatant toy commercial. It was hard to take any scene with him seriously. Simple. Make him organic. Keep the blocky, modular concept, but change the texture. Instead of smooth, primary colored plastic, make him out of a segmented rock-like carapace, or maybe a crystalline material that shatters and reforms. Something that looks like it could have actually evolved on the planet somewhere. Keep the powers, just make the design fit the world. Alright, so we've gone from a single alien that was hard to take seriously. Let's scale things up and talk about an entire army of antagonists who were often just as goofy. Let's talk about the Forever Knights. The idea of the Forever Knights is awesome. A secret, xenophobic society with a 1,000-year history, medieval aesthetics, and a mission to purge the Earth of aliens? That's a killer premise. In the original series, led by Enoch and the Forever King, they had moments of being a genuine threat. Their goal was huge, their lore was deep, and they had the potential to be this overarching ideological enemy for Ben. They are consistently, laughably ineffective. They're the Team Rocket of the Ben 10 universe. After the original series, their threat level just plummeted. They were obsessed with slaying a single dragon for 1,000 years and couldn't even get that done. All that cool lore means nothing when they show up just to get effortlessly clobbered in 5 minutes. They became a running joke. Let them get a win. A real one. I'd have one faction of the Knights actually succeed in a major, catastrophic way. Maybe they successfully develop a weapon that temporarily disables the Omnitrix, or they expose aliens to the world in a way that causes mass panic. Make them feel dangerous again. Stop treating them like cannon fodder and start treating them like the terrifying cult they were meant to be. So, we've covered the faceless, bumbling army, but what happens when the villainy gets personal? Let's talk about the guy who was supposed to be a hero, the dollar store Tony Stark with none of the charm. Captain Nemesis. The concept of an old-school, beloved hero becoming obsolete and turning evil out of pure jealousy, that's solid gold storytelling. His rivalry with Ben had the potential to be a dark reflection of what Ben could become if he let his fame get to his head. Plus, his manipulation of Jennifer Nocturnith was a surprisingly dark and compelling storyline for the show. The execution was just clumsy. The biggest issue? He came out of nowhere. We're told he's this legendary hero Ben has looked up to for years, yet he was never mentioned once before Ultimate Alien. It felt like a forced retcon just to create a new villain. And because his personality was so one-note, just an arrogant jerk from the get-go, his fall from grace didn't have much impact. We never saw the great hero he supposedly was. Seed him in earlier, build the legend before you tear it down. Have Ben mention collecting his action figures in the OG series. Show a news report about him in the background of an Alien Force episode. If we, the audience, had time to believe he was a real hero, his turn to villainy would have hit much harder. It would have felt like a genuine betrayal, not just some random hater showing up. Alright, we've talked about a hero who tried to be Ben's arch nemesis, but now it's time to talk about the OG, the final boss, the one whose fall of grace still hurts the most. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Let's talk about Vilgax. Original series Vilgax. That's it. In the original series, Vilgax was nightmare fuel. The build-up, that terrifying design, the voice, the sheer physical dominance. He was the arch nemesis. Every time he showed up, you knew it was serious. He wasn't just a villain, he was a force of nature. He single-handedly made the original series finale feel like a world-ending event. He was a perfect villain. Then everything else happened. His character got assassinated, his power level was all over the place, but the lowest point? In Omniverse, he's shown to be genuinely scared of Ma Vreedle. Ma Vreedle? The baddest dude in the galaxy is terrified of a space redneck mom? Come on. He went from being the ultimate threat to a recurring jobber who lost his intimidating aura. He should have stayed gone longer. But if I have to fix him post-OG series, it's simple. Keep his threat level consistent. He is the end game. Every loss he takes should be a massive, hard-won victory for Ben, not just another Tuesday. He should be the one villain the heroes talk about in hushed tones, the one they hope never comes back. Restore the fear. That's the Vilgax fans deserved. So, there you have it. 5 characters that got the fandom talking, for better or for worse. From botched backstories to questionable designs, these are the figures that live on in Ben 10 infamy.